Welcome everybody back again to Ireland fans. We have successfully navigated the international period. We've successfully navigated the World Cup period, and we are happy to say that the Premier League is back. We are what? Today is Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 4 days away. 4 days
Yeah.
away from the first game. And I mean, even from today, you see two things. You see Manchester City's level is still up. Haaland's still going. De Bruyne is still going. Darwin Nunes still up to his old tricks. However you want to put that. But it's going to be intense. Even yesterday, you saw Rashford. He had a little good solo goal there.
Mm.
I think there was some. I think Brighton went out on pens yesterday too
Yeah.
to Charlton. I think. So football is back, full effect. Club football is back. Sukwa joining me tonight. More joining me. I know Cello's supposed to come, and then the other fellas who plan to go through. But we are here. We'll begin. And let me just start off by reminding everybody of the Premier League standings. At least the top. Well, Suku, wait. Okay, top 8 for Suku's sake. I was looking just now, and I was like, okay, my mind, I'm going to say top 5. And then I said, no, I don't see him. And I'm like, top 6. And I'm like, top 7. So in first place, of course, with 14 matches played, Arsenal are top of the table. Top of the table with 37 points. And Manchester City 5 points behind, also having played 14 games. They have 32 points. Newcastle, who we did say at the end was at the break, was a bit of a surprise because they're sitting in third spot, but they've played a game more than Manchester City and Arsenal. Tottenham, they also played 15 games like Newcastle. They sit on 29 points. Manchester United played 14 games and they have 26 points. Liverpool, 14 games, 22 points. Brighton, doing well also. 14 games, 21 points. And finally, we reached to Chelsea. Having played 14 games, they're now sitting on 21 points. And if I could just skip, okay, I mean, then you have Fulham, Brentford, Palace, Villa, Leicester, Bournemouth, Leeds, West Ham, who's in 16th, by the way, Everton, who is in 17th, with 14 points each. And I have something really important to note here, because I heard one of the pundits talking about it. When you look at Wolves, Sukwa. Okay, Moy is back. All right, when you look at Wolves, Southampton, and Nottingham Forest, even Everton too, and West Ham as well. When you look at those teams that I just mentioned, they've played 15 games. They've scored less goals than games that they've played.
Yeah.
Wolves, who only scored 9 goals. Same for Southampton. Nottingham Forest has only scored 8. Everton, imagine Everton has only scored 7 goals. 7 goals. And even West Ham just at 9. So that's the bottom half. We read the top half earlier. Guys, before we get into it, previewing the games for this festive period, start of the festive period, it's good to be back. How is your team looking? Let's start with Suko.
Well, we haven't won a game in like about five matches now. So I think the positive side of it is that Reece James is back. He's expected to well, I mean, he has been resuming training. He's expected to start. I mean, he has had some minutes under his belt in a few of the friendlies during the World Cup. So that is a good thing for Chelsea because I think every time when he goes out, the whole performance of the team drops off. And that's not only under Potter, that has been previous management as well. And then you have to couple into that the transfer window is open in about 9 days, 10 days or so. So I expect some business to be done during that time as well. There's still I know that Kante's still out for a while, so and then Ben Chilwell I think was just starting to come back onto the grass and stuff. So there's still some areas at least for Chelsea in terms of injuries and so on. But I guess we have to when we resume next week, then we'll see what kind of state if you can start picking up some form now because hopefully and then we integrating those injured players back in to give themselves a boost going up. So that's the most I can say for them right now, and then see what will happen now in the window when it's when it's open and so on. So
So Sukwa, just tell me, are you going into the games this weekend? Are you confident?
Um,
I mean, depending on who you're playing and stuff like that, but
yeah,
just
okay. Well,
overall, in the mood, in the
they're
camp.
playing Bournemouth and they're playing at home. I'm hoping that Chelsea would be able to get 3 points from that game, but I mean everybody has been on a break more or less so it's like you starting kind of like at zero, if you know what I mean. Teams
Right.
have been, I mean, there have been players that have are just coming back from the World Cup. Of course, they will not be coming into the team immediately. Some would be given an extended break, so you might not see like a full strength team coming out there. Most of Bournemouth players, I guess you'd expect them to be starting as well. So in hindsight too, you're hoping that Chelsea and those teams which went out to the warmer climates for them to do some training and stuff like that, you're hoping that that would be beneficial for them in the restart. So I guess we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh,
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I was talking to my wife here real quick. Jaleel is saying, and there's the shift, it a bit. Two World Cup winning CBs, late title charge, because he's a United fan.
Yeah,
I believe he's talking about well, Martinez won it now, and he has
Martinez.
Varane still. Has Varane
Yeah.
playing there. No. I mean, that's my unbiased opinion, no. But I mean, to each his own. You can hold that. You can hold that for you. You can hold
Yeah.
that thought and that optimism. Moy, tell me how you're feeling. Just your team being back. I keep saying they're preseason games, but they're in friendlies.
Friendlies.
How you feeling on the back of all those, even the game today, headed into the weekend.
well, I'm feeling good. I've got back most of my players. Well, I would say all of my players, just the English players, really and truly were just on the bench, and they came on and got some minutes today. And they look sharp. Foden look sharp. Really still look up to it. Stones look up to it still. And those who started today, I mean, it was good train from Palmer. So even if he starts, it shouldn't be a problem for me. De Bruyne and Haaland continue their form just where they picked up. That's like what they did in our friendly that we had and started it again today. Yeah, Rodri still looks solid in that DM role. Gundogan still look good. I saw him came off. Hope it's not nothing too serious. But yeah, all in all, I'm still feeling confident. It's just Alvarez to come back now and
Yeah.
what he has to do in the team. And that should be interesting also to see how, coming off of a World Cup victory, having a good tournament.
Mhm.
So we should expect him to be pushing Haaland and trying to get more game time in the team or integrate himself with Haaland in couple games. So that should be interesting to see for the remainder of the season.
Most of your big players, quote unquote big players, they were still out. They didn't go to the World Cup, and if they did go to the World Cup, they came. Most of your influential players, maybe that's a better word. They they came back pretty early because if you look at, okay, yes, De Bruyne went to the World Cup, but
Mhm.
they were knocked out really early.
Mhm.
Gundogan, same thing. Mahrez stayed. Haaland stayed. Okay, Foden, he's back and he even played today, so that's not too much of a problem. So your core squad, even Edison too, he'll be back soon. Your core squad remained together and they were able to play their friendly games. Does that give you any bit more confidence going into the festive fixtures?
Yeah, I think that adds more confidence. I think I'm even more confident that I had majority of my team going to the World Cup, and they
Okay.
you can say that they got majority of them are yeah majority of them got game time and played couple minutes under their belt to keep their fitness up. So I think that should be good for them at least that they played and they coming back right into the swing of it. So it's basically just like the campaign was still going on, and now they just heading into that festive period for the Premier League, just a
Right.
continuation. So I guess it's a plus, unless the fatigue kick in really quick and the overwhelming work that they had in the World Cup and they pushed extra hard for your country. So we just hope that don't kick in and everything stays fine.
So I wanted to have them United fans here and even the other Arsenal fan here. Okay, well there's another City fan. Munchie saying this is out for a month, but we have Ake, Stones, Laporte, Akanji. My gosh, Siwi, show me squad depth. This guy never misses. He never misses an opportunity to come in and laud his squad. However, let's just touch as we wait for them other teams if they have any representatives coming in. What do you think, guys? What do you think about Newcastle? No, I haven't really followed them much, but I know like Trippier, he didn't really play that much in the World Cup. Wilson, he didn't play much either in the World Cup. I think they
Mhm.
won the Carabao Cup tie too.
Yep.
I think this is 1-0. But what are you expecting from Newcastle? You think they're gonna start slowly, maybe drop a couple points, or more like the same? Well, I'm around because let me bring it. I'm one
Yeah.
was looking pretty shaky in that game too. He missed
Mhm.
a, he missed a he missed an easy one. So what y'all thinking? What y'all thinking about that?
Um, well, remember, well, I'm looking at the table right now. They've won the last 5 games, right? So I think they're the team in form, if you want to call it that way.
Yeah.
Um, for the last 5 games. So, and then they play Leicester. I would expect Newcastle to. I would want to believe that they will get 3 points. In that game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, they've been playing pretty well. I don't know if the break actually would have done them any good because they were already in that momentum. If you want to
Because
look at it.
what I'm wondering about Suko is whether or not
Mm.
what they started is
Mhm.
sustainable
It's a
for
state. Okay.
for a
Okay.
club of their size, and like
Mm-hmm.
Monty just mentioned that with City and their depth. Do you think it's sustainable, or do you think now in the time we're gonna just see them
Mm-hmm.
start dropping down maybe around where you are in eighth
Mm-hmm.
place?
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll have to wait and see because I
Okay,
mean, if
Suka, answer this then.
uh,
What do
uh,
you think? What do you think? Do you feel as if Newcastle is gonna give
uh
us more the same, or they're gonna
I,
start
I
dropping?
I think they will not probably continue, like, I mean, like that streak that they've won the last 5 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
They
Right.
might drop some games in between. I mean, they've qualified for the EFL Cup. I mean, that places them in a situation where they have to
Quarters.
play a little more football, right?
Mhm.
So I guess you have to couple that into now because that's the back end. That's like the second half of the season starting off, right? If you want to look at it that way. Um, so you have to couple the form with the depth as well, right? To kind of bridge that together. So I would say that I would believe that they would continue, but probably not on the streak that they're at right now.
Not on
Once
the
again,
hot form. I
yes,
see.
not
That's
in a
true.
hot, hot, hot form, right?
That's true.
Because the games will be very quick and fast in between, and then of course that's where you fall back on depth and stuff. That's where the top tier teams come into play and stuff. So it might be a situation where they might drop off a little bit, as in points, form as well. So we just have to wait and see.
Fair enough. All right. Okay. I mean, I don't know too much about Tottenham. I really don't care that much either. But for the purposes, I they're in fourth.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't want to discard them because they have a good manager. They have Son, world class.
Hmm.
They have Kane, world class, and
Hmm.
they have a well. if Jelly can mention World Cup winning centre back, they also have a World Cup winning
Yeah,
centre
they
back.
do. Yeah, Romero.
So, and they also have a World Cup losing goalkeeper.
Yeah, goalkeeper.
So
Yeah.
when you look at it, what are we expecting from Tottenham? Because Tottenham has really always been hot and cold, hot
Mm-hmm.
and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Even with this good manager, the cries has still been, why don't Conte let go the shackles and let
Mm-hmm.
this team play as free
Yeah.
as they can, and so they can have some good wins. When I say good wins, I mean pretty wins, because all
Mm-hmm.
wins are good, but pretty wins, something for the fans to get off their seat about. What are we expecting from Tottenham? More can have a stab at this.
Ah, well, as you say, they always hot and cold, and in this day and age of football, we all love to see, it's mostly attacking football. If it's not attacking football, then it's just plain out boring and whatever. Get out the club unless you're not getting results. But as we've seen Tottenham been struggling these games, managed to go down at least one and then mount to come back where they just go attacking and manage to get 3 points. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that you want, just to ensure that you get that 3 points. But yeah, I think they will still have it in and around there for the Christmas period for now into the new year. Yeah, I see they just doing that grit and grind to just stay there for now.
I want to touch on the Luis Diaz injury.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool sitting in six,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean even today they didn't even look convincing. And I think I
Mm-hmm.
saw Milner, he went down.
Yeah.
What what's next for Liverpool? Because they seem to be crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, before the Klopp rested, as we say, the major stars today. Like
Right.
Trent didn't play, Van Dijk didn't play, Alisson wasn't there. The couple those Trent would fill in for Milner. Alisson comes in, Alisson and Van Dijk slots right back in. Um, Matip still looks like himself, being a good centre back so far for this season. They really and truly they need. I mean, Salah could find back his form because we know he can do whatever he wants. But they need that. They need Darwin to pick up that form that Luis Diaz would give them. Because even
It,
till
Yeah.
today, Darwin Nunes look off of it. And
Awful.
these chances, yeah, the chances that he missed when he's zooming on the face is like it wasn't he made this reaction like it's not my fault. I don't have anything to do with it, and we just go again. So he needs to get a big change and to help Liverpool push because he's basically that striker. And they still
it,
Firmino too though.
you see, the thing is, one thing for a striker to be getting chances, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's another thing for him to be getting the chances and not putting them away. And it just seems like Darwin is the second one, because they're putting him in chance, they're putting him in positions to get these chances. He just needs to be more clinical. Jaleel is saying that them forget talk about Liverpool. Darwin looks like that all season. It's normal for him to miss now at this point. I'm more surprised when he scores. Yeah, that sounds like Jaleel indeed. He was surprised. And towards the end, I think Darwin Nunes had a bit of a purple patch before the World Cup. And just to see, especially, I think that one of the last chances he got today, one on one.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the goalkeeper, he now would try to narrow the angle, but there was a lot of goal to aim at. He just kicked it wide.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we know him to flop at these chances. Okay, put it this way: if Liverpool need to replace Darwin, once they replace, maybe just take him out of the starting lineup and use Firmino. What,
Yeah,
what,
but
what, what are you thinking?
Shaq, I think Firmino himself had a calf injury, I think, coming into that game.
Mm.
So they're a little bit of short on the options up top where you're looking at that number nine. If it is that you have to give Darwin Nunes a breather or rotation or anything of that sort. So
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it's
I
a
mean,
bit tough right now.
even self with the Darwin situation, I think it wouldn't be that bad because he's getting these chances. Even
Mm-hmm.
self look at the game today. He got these chances and he didn't offer a reaction from the keeper. He didn't trouble the keeper and went wide. Not even any shots that the keeper made save. You know, you're gonna be like, oh, that reaction. It was like it's so close. It wasn't anything like that. So that's having bad enough.
Well, okay. Well, Sellers joined us. Good night, Mr.
Good night,
Marcel.
good night, good night, everybody.
We've been going, we've been going at it for the day because of some conflicting views Mr. Marcel has. But we'll get to that. Cello, I want to ask you, as an Arsenal fan, I asked the other fellas earlier. World Cup done, back to club football. How are you feeling about Arsenal going into the festive fixtures this weekend?
Well, I feel good. Honestly, I feel good. I just have a little doubt with who is going to fill the Jesus role now. But other than that, I feel good. I feel confident because I know my team can score goal from anywhere. So, but I still have a little doubt because the just so give us an extra boost of energy. You understand? So,
I know you've
other
been
than
saying that you wouldn't play Eddie and Ketia. You would play Martinelli, and then you would put not Patrick Vieira, Fabio Vieira or White. Are you still sticking with that, or are you willing to give Eddie Nketiah the chance because he's our backup? He's our backup nine.
okay, for me personally, I will go with Martinelli to the center. Me personally, but knowing the manager, I know the manager is going to play him because he's not going to just have him there and be like, oh, I'm not going to start Nketiah. No, but for me personally, I will put Martinelli to the center and play Fabio Vieira out wide because he's been trying him in that out wide position during the friendlies. So I would try it with Martinelli to the center.
Don't you trust Arteta to make the right choice?
Nah, I said I'm gonna trust Arteta to make the right choice, but as I said, me personally, that's just me personally. But the manager
I heard what
think
you
otherwise.
said. I heard what you said. I'm asking you a question. Do you trust Arteta to make the right choice? That's all I'm
I would trust
asking,
him
bro.
to make okay. I trust him to make the right choice, and I hope the choice that he make, any choice that he make, works to help Arsenal. You understand?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so are you okay? We're 5 points clear, Cello. We're 5 points clear. We have West Ham, I think then we have Brighton and then Newcastle. We have
Newcastle.
the top teams.
Uh,
What's your feeling? Yes, Smith Rowe should be on his way back. He may miss the game this weekend. That may just come too soon for him. But
uh.
what are you thinking going into January, going into the transfer market? And I'm going to ask the other two fellas the same question too. What does Arsenal need to do to sustain this position, this 5 point gap, and build on it?
I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm confident Arsenal can go all the way because
Okay,
the reason why I say this, right?
this is a
Every time
different
they
set
say
of fellas.
every time they say Arsenal gonna do, every time they put something in Arsenal way, Arsenal show them here we can get over that. You understand? All they have to do is just stay focused and keep on playing football that they were playing. Hope that we start back with a bang against West Ham and going
Okay,
into the January transfer window. The positions that we know we are weak in. You understand? We strengthen those positions. We know the midfield. We have a little weakness in the midfield. We strengthen the midfield. Arsenal need a striker. Everybody might say MKT this, but Arsenal need a striker. For
there we
instance,
go.
right? The
There
reason
we
why I
go.
said this, right? Suppose when Gabriel Jesus about to make his return, he, he have a little setback, so he out for a little longer. What we gonna say? We should have spent some money in January. We should have been in. No, you have the opportunity now. Use the opportunity wisely. It can benefit you along the way. When Gabriel Jesus come back now, the energy that the striker that we bring in, give him along with Jesus energy. Jesus is coming like a newborn signing again. If you understand what I'm saying,
I hear
that's
what you're saying. And of course, my rebuttal to that would just simply be what if Eddie hits the ground going? I mean, because yes, you keep saying these ifs and these ands and these buts. But why you never giving Eddie any benefit of the doubt? What if Eddie?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. NKT, right? He can score now and then, but you know guarantee a goal for me in every game. He might score now, and then 2 games later he go up and a drought, and I need that at this moment, shot. I need that.
Okay, is it?
Find the net. That man that find the net when it's vital too. I can't rely upon NKT.
Fair enough. And that has been your mantra for a while, and I keep saying that Eddie will prove you wrong. But Aiden is saying maybe Arteta can ask nicely and raid City for Haaland. Pep won't mind. That's a bit of banter right there. So what kind of striker wants a bit role, or what kind of bit role striker? Okay, I don't know much he's saying. Okay, I think he's asking if you want a striker if you want a starting striker or a bit role striker. Because when Gabby returns, will he settle for second fiddle?
That's a good question.
And about second for settle fiddle in the shot. At this present moment, yeah, right, you're going towards winning a title.
Okay, Stella, stop. And this is a question I want you to answer. What profile of striker, if we are to bring in a striker like you're suggesting, what profile of striker would you go for? Bearing in mind, Gabby will come back. Go ahead, bro.
I'm going to go for, okay, Ivan Toney would be good.
Ivan Toney type. Because I know he now feel about football.
What does it say? Ivan Toney type would be good. Although you know like a problem, right? You know like hot water right now, but I'm just
okay.
You understand? Okay. Because he not coming from a small team coming to a big club, right? It's going to be something different. If you understand what I'm saying. Not like a Blavovich type of player. He coming from a big club. He come with the intention here. May come here to be a starter. But Ivan Toney coming from a smaller team to a bigger team, okay. I have to work more into this team. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, Aiden has a suggestion for you.
Jamie Vardy score goal. He more rely on Jamie Vardy than NKT. I guarantee goal from Jamie Vardy.
Wow.
Let's be honest with you.
Wow.
Guarantee goal. Sure, let's be real. Let's watch Jamie Vardy goal for game ratio and see. Just watch Jamie Vardy and watch NKT goal for ratio and see. And look here, Vardy get the same energy that Gabriel got, that Jesus could give you. He can run. Man, I say NKT now go do that shot.
Fair enough, bro. It's fine. Let's just wait. So, you plan any movements for you in January before we get to going to the games for the weekend? Well, any movement from you that you would like to see at least? I see you made 2 moves today.
Yeah, they made already 2 moves. it's 2 youngsters, Fofana and Santos. So that's the model that they're going with right now.
But the striker is highly thought of.
Yeah. I just want to see how they will integrate him into the latter part of the season.
I look like a Lukaku prototype, you know.
Relax. He look more nimble than Lukaku, which is a good thing. Yeah, well, you see, that's how that's a model Chelsea is gonna be looking at right now. They're looking at the.
I mean, a lot of teams who I'm noticing wants to now have a process and wants to give the managers time because seeing what a process a manager who gets time, what they can produce.
Right.
Now I call no name. More, you have an embarrassment of riches. Are you short in any area that you'd like to address in January?
Nah, I think we're fine. I
Well,
think we
you're 5 points behind. How are you gonna make up that 5 point gap?
don't
Because
worry.
clear,
I
because
trust.
it's clear what
I
you
can
have
can
put
I
you in
please
that
have my time to
thing.
answer my question that you asked me
Go ahead, bro.
and stop hyping up? We know you're at the first place. Kudos to you. Nobody can take it away from you, as I always say. Enjoy it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't see we making any changes to anybody to improve the team. I know that we're just talking about Guardiola, but that would be if the deal is over. That would be to just come in for the upcoming season. But
But what about
yeah,
Cancelo?
what happened to Cancelo?
He could be replaced. He's a bit of he has some sugary tendencies.
Well, that's fine. We saw Ake came in and put in a nice little shift today, so that's good. He can also play left back. Yeah. I think it would be what's the word? Yeah, I don't think it would be good right now because of all the
You
squad depth
think
that we have.
you think your squad?
Anybody
You think
coming
your
in,
squad there?
it would
Okay.
just be a dip in their career right now.
All right. Super. Aiden is asking, Aiden saying that he's surprised Chelsea are not going for Felix.
Well, the thing about it is that I won't say they're not going for him, but it's rumored that so many clubs are linked to certain players and so on. So I think
Right.
he was linked to about three different clubs. So I think I remember as you're looking at it, right? The January transfer window is not much that you're gonna see happen. It's very difficult to get players, in the January window, and not unless you're looking for
Right.
younger players that you're gonna
Maybe
start
it's top up, isn't it?
integrating them. Yeah. So you're gonna have to leave that kind of a discussion for the summer window where players are, like free agents, players who are not looking to renew their contracts and
And
stuff like
and
that.
they have a couple of those to Sukwa.
Yeah, there
I
are,
think
there are quite a few.
Zaha,
Yeah.
Tielemans. There's another
Yes.
player too. I'm trying to
Well, Kante is
trying
one
to.
as well, I think.
Who's that?
Kante.
Oh,
I
Back up
think
to
Kante.
is it?
I think Kante is heavily linked though to Barcelona, so I guess we have to see.
that's interesting. All right,
Yeah.
fellas, let's jump into the weekend game. At least because we probably not 26th, the 28th, and then the 28th is when? The 28th is Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we can stop there because then we'll have another show, God's willing, before the 30th. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Brentford and Tottenham on the 26th, 8:30 a.m. No Tony, possibly. No Tony.
They're still having him in as predicted to play. They haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just
So
mad what he's going through, though.
yeah, that's crazy though because they said that he has up to the 4th of January to appeal. So you don't know. I would like to know what would happen if he doesn't appeal the charges raised against him by then. What is the next action? Because
But
people are saying it's bans and stuff like that. So I
basically,
don't
when I look at it, Mrs. Sukwa,
know.
I'm looking. There's a lot of counts.
Yeah,
So
it's like
it's a lot.
230.
It sounds like there's a lot of evidence that's stacked against him.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to get off of this just seems far fetched in my mind, at least.
Yeah, it's not even to say shock. It's like a tax evasion or tax. Like thing that
Yeah.
well, the fellas they used to put them in like in the Spanish La Liga, like they put them under. It's not like house arrest kind of stuff, but like they
Yeah,
put
when you
them
get the under 24 months, you don't serve jail time.
right,
Kind of thing. Yeah.
right, that kind of stuff, right? I don't know how that applies for England and stuff, but we don't know what kind of they're not discussing what are the possible penalties. I'm not seeing anything that's talking
Yeah, there's
about
not a lot of talk around it, to be fair.
right. So
Um,
we don't know yet. So
so fellas, where we going? Brentford did upset City just before the break, and I'm pretty sure Moise still remembers that. But I'm going. Would Harry Kane play?
I
Do you
think
think he should?
They
You
have.
should.
Yeah, I think they have the English players coming back.
Yeah, I'm going. Sorry, I'm going Tottenham. I'm going Tottenham.
Uh, I'll take a 1-1 draw. Shaq.
You take a 1-1 drive, and that's interesting to be Aiden is asking who is Spurs' backup goalkeeper because surely Laris won't play. That's true. Laris wouldn't. I don't think Laris would play.
No,
I think
because it
I
will
think
be.
he would come back. I think he would.
Okay. Well, if he doesn't play, that Suko, that 1-1 may not be.
Ben Foster,
You're sticking up there.
Foster, them backup keeper. Foster, they used to play for
Who's that Foster?
Southampton.
No.
That is the river. Okay. Jelly is saying, I find crazy about that. When he reached 50, why them never charge? Why they never charge he 200 something, or they want to ruin his career? Okay, right. Okay, so what he's saying, why when they reach 50, why when he reached 50, they never charged him? They wait until they reach 232 charges to charge him. They want to ruin his career.
This is my argument to that, right, Shaq? Don't those players know that those things are illegal?
Yeah.
So if you finish 50,
As you would say, no day. So I'm glad.
All the players and them right, they know wrong, and they know the right here, but then take to the wrong. Yeah, that is part of life. When you have money here, you do anything that comes to your mind. All you know, you have the money, so you can do what you want. You understand? That's the way it be.
Yeah.
And the old people then just say, who the hell will feel, right? So
that's it. That's it.
Sell one more. Where you going on this one?
Tottenham.
Tottenham, where's the sell?
I don't want to rule out Brentford now. But me Brentford can knock them on 2-1.
Oh. I said Tottenham, but I'm leaning towards what Super said, a 1-1 draw. I think the reason why
I say Brentford can knock them on 2-1 because Brentford be scoring goals and Tottenham be leaking goals. Tottenham past few games. Most of the games has been 3-2. They're coming from behind and winning.
Yeah, Tottenham does they concede a lot.
Yeah, so I go for Brentford the 2-1 Brentford.
Okay, all right, guys, let's press on. Leicester versus Newcastle.
I see that one as a chat. I see that one as a 2-2.
2-2 draw. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I like a 1-1 for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably call a draw to Shaq.
I call a draw on that one.
Because the thing is, Leicester's form kind of picked up a little bit towards the end.
Defensively, I think that's where they made the turn.
Yeah, defensively. Ward has been in some really good form for them.
And Castagna, I think he's playing left now.
Yeah.
Aiden is asking, going back to the Tony issue, what if Tony wasn't the only one doing it? It wasn't long ago they were chilling in the championship. Maybe he only got out because they got maybe he only got outed because they got promoted to the Prem. Look, it may be more than what meets the eye, It may be that's why it's so hush about it. Because could be a lot more players that are implicated in this.
That's right.
Okay. More what you said on this one? Newcastle. Okay. Guys, Crystal Palace, Fulham. They have a similar record, 1-5, both teams 1-5, drawn 4.
Yeah, that's a bit of a London dude.
Last 6 though.
I go for Fulham 1 now. Fulham 1.
Mitrovic.
I would say a draw Shaq in that one.
You going to draw against Sugo?
Yeah, probably go for it.
Hey, people love the fancy.
That's a London derby, a little London squabble,
Yeah, that's why me say I want none. The two teams and then go head to head and somebody can score.
It sounds like a draw all over.
Yeah.
I'm going Palace.
Palace. Okay.
I'm going Palace. I should say I'm going Zaha. I'm going Zaha. Guys, Everton versus Wolves. I think Wolves. I
Wolves.
think Wolves sit bottom. That's what I said earlier.
Yeah. But
Wolves sit
Lopetegui just took
bottom.
them over, right?
Yes, they have a
Yeah.
new Lopetegui.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Julian.
and to be fair, let me put something in here, guys. A manager coming in mid-season doesn't usually get the time that Lopetegui has gotten because of the World Cup. So
Right.
he's had like a whole pre-season,
Yeah. Yeah. Like a
which
whole
could
month
benefit
to
the
go.
and they just signed Cunha, who's
Yes.
going to come in
Yes.
January, right?
Yeah.
So could we see a
Yeah.
resurgence from Wolves? I mean, to be fair, Everton not really doing nothing much. So
Yeah. I would
Barcelona
probably say
does seem like
Wolves 1-0.
go again, Super.
I'll probably say Wolves 1-0 in that game.
Wolves winning 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going with Wolves too.
Yeah, I feel like Wolves for real. Just because I mean, Lampard still hasn't won me over.
Uh,
Yeah, Wolves for me.
I'm going with Wolves 2-1. Wolves 2-1.
Wolves too. But
Quick,
guys, Iwobi has been doing well. Can't come and talk my boy Iwobi. Iwobi
quick,
has been
quick,
doing well.
quick question.
Go ahead,
Uh,
man.
Lampard would do a better job as an international manager for England, or just yeah.
Mm.
I
For
don't
me,
know because I
Lampard
can't.
still need a little more experience, man. For me, Lampard still
Yeah, that's the
young
problem is the
a
experience,
young manager just come in and probably on 3 years from now with a little bit more experience, they can give it a try. But for now, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
to
was
me,
trying to think. Go ahead, Super.
yeah, I think he needs some more experience at levels where he'll be coaching more. Like to me, like the more games he has, because like international is like how often you get international games, right? If you look at it that way. So the more experience he gets, the better he becomes, right? Before he can take that transition to go to internationals, if you know what I mean. So I think
Aiden was saying Southgate was inexperienced as well.
right, exactly.
And
So
I
you
guess
see,
what you're saying that it probably won't
yeah.
be much of a difference. But I was trying to think of the talent pool. Yes, it
Mhm.
better talent. And even at Chelsea, when he was there, remember he was at Chelsea when Chelsea was under the ban.
Mhm.
So most of the players that he worked with were young academy players.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting. Would I offer him the job? No. But
Mhm.
I wouldn't want to just say, oh, Lampard wouldn't be good in the job. I wouldn't want to say that. Southampton versus Brighton. Brighton for me, straight off the bat.
I go invite him too now.
Going Brighton.
Yep.
I would say, Shaq, I'll give Southampton the outside chance.
The outside chance of a draw or a win.
No, outside chance of a win
Yeah,
against that.
they've won 3
There's
games.
a high flying bite inside. Gets a high flying bite inside.
They did lose. They
I
did
did say
lose
that
yesterday.
probably that game at the home. I mean, that game is at the home too. So, you
No,
just,
no, seriously, Stoop is right. You can't count them out when they are St. Mary's. But
yeah.
I just feel like Brighton has a structure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that yeah, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't. But
Don't,
you may be
don't
onto
forget,
something.
don't forget the
Probably.
World Cup winner too.
Yeah.
Facts.
McAllister.
Probably won't play though, but inspiration.
Yeah, you
All
will
the
play.
man
You
just
will
needs
play
to
as
make
well. Yeah.
come in the man, walk in the dressing room and show them on the medal. The man inspired. Imagine Lampard training Bellingham. Bellingham can learn some from Lampard.
Of
That's
course.
true.
Of course.
Can learn some from Lampard. Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Aston Villa on the Unai Emery, guys.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Liverpool flawed to win.
Shaq, that game kind of remind you of like would look like there will be goals in that game, like a 2-2
Yeah,
draw.
Yeah.
That shows like a kind of a game that, yeah, like a high scoring draw. They're not really strong defensively. I don't think Van Dijk and those guys will be in there yet.
Van Dijk, man.
Probably not. I mean, but
Monchi's going 2-1 Villa.
one Villa, yeah.
I
can see a
Me dey think
result too,
about
you know,
that
like that.
2-1
Sir.
Villa. Me dey think about that 2-1 Villa, but me go 1-2 job.
Yeah.
Me go
2-1
1-2
Liverpool.
pressure.
I think Salah is scoring too.
But
I
as you
think
say,
Salah.
Aston Villa and the Unai Emery is a different Aston Villa. There's a lot
Yeah.
more energy. You understand? There's a lot more togetherness.
You know, and you know, guys, funny we say that now because it's funny how these players can get a manager sacked. And I say that is because it's night and day the performance on the Gerrard and then the first couple of games on the Unai Emery. It just seemed like they really didn't care. It's really mad. The last game for the day on Boxing Day is the great Arsenal versus West Ham. London Derby right there again.
Yeah, big.
So we don't start with you since you're the resident Arsenal fan. How do you see this game going, sir?
I'm going Arsenal 3-0.
Ooh, that's bold.
I'm going Arsenal 3-0.
Arsenal. With Nketiah leading the line?
I know go out me try make a believe that me try jinx Nketiah here, but Nketiah leading the like yes or no. Yes or no. Arsenal.
I love the confidence.
He probably might score in that game.
West Ham.
He probably might score in that game.
That should be the bam 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 bam. Bam 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 bam. West Ham not okay. I'm going a bit more reserved. I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. Munchie, of course, saying 2-1 West Ham. I don't even Munchie. I question Munchie's prediction attack because I feel like he's more going with what his heart wants than actually, let me leave it there.
Munchie not being honest to himself. You understand with these predictions. He's just hoping that the
result that he would want. Right, Stella. I feel like Munchie needs to differentiate. Because do you think Jesus will be in the dressing room during the match? That could raise motivation. I know he was around the training ground today because he was walking, and so he's putting weight on the leg and crutches. Moy, are you gonna follow your other Manchester City supporter and saying 2-1 West Ham?
I think the game will draw.
Boy. Super. You've been on the. Oh, go ahead, Moy.
I think I mean, I don't want to count out say it's a loss. I don't really think that. I just think the loss of Gabriel Jesus with how he links up the play with Arsenal, and Nketiah is not that really type of a player to try and drop deep and do what he has to do. So that's why I'm just going for more reserve as a draw. Hopefully Martinelli, if Martinelli can use his pace and continue though he do wide, and Nketiah can stay there and finishes what he does, then he can come out with a win. But I was going more reserve with the draw.
Shaq, I'll go with 1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal. Gabby's pressure is gonna be missed. Sorry, Stuka, coming back to you.
Yeah.
West Ham presses a lot, so they're gonna need that player who can relieve that pressure up the pitch. Plus, it's a London derby. All right. I mean, this is one thing that we can say about Eddie. Or we can question his finishing sell-up, but you can't question his work ethic. I think if you ask him, he and Gabby, they press. They put the pressing on the same level. Gabby's much more skillful on the ball. He can make things happen. And I've yet to see that from Eddie, but you can't question Eddie's pressing ability. Super, yeah, you were saying 1-0.
Yeah, saying 1-0. I think the team just coming back and stuff. Be kind of a tight game. That kind of a tight game that the defenses might be a little more kind of reserved. Like they will not.
Yeah, feeling out, just getting back into it. Yeah, that's fair enough. Chelsea versus Bournemouth on the. This is what? This is Monday.
See, I think it's
No, this is
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Tuesday.
All right.
So
Um,
come, we're saying about your boys. You're not looking confident there,
boy,
bro.
I tell you, boy, I tell you, I don't even know what kind of Chelsea I can come back after break. But Reece James, I mean, if he has a good influence on, I mean, like let's say the first 60 minutes, I would probably say I'd probably say 2-1 Chelsea.
Sorry, Sukwa. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Go again.
Yeah, 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. Fellas,
For me,
anybody else? We are thinking over here.
Chelsea 2
Once
nil.
you say 2-1, 2-1 Chelsea as well.
Chelsea
Okay.
2 nil. Chelsea 2 nil.
Yeah, I'm going the same with 2-0 Chelsea. I think Bournemouth have nothing in there.
Yeah, I mean, the way Chelsea will come out faring because they have a point for proof. You understand? So they will come
Yeah,
out faring
Aubameyang
on
on the
all
score sheet.
cylinder. They will come out
Aubameyang
faring
on
on
the
all
score sheet.
cylinder.
Yeah. I was gonna say, think that Bowman can eke out the draw, but
Mhm.
nah. Chelsea winning.
Yeah, they
Chelsea
they
winning.
they're low down in the table. If you see like the mid table, like past games, they've given us a lot of trouble, whether home or away.
Well, if I can remember, guys, and if you can remember the results of these couple matches, I can remember Beaumont. I think they were up. They were leading Tottenham, and then Tottenham came back and drew the game. So they've lost a couple. They've dropped a couple points from
Games
winning
from winning
positions.
positions. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm yeah, Chelsea for me. Man United, Nottingham.
That's Man United, probably 2-0.
Todd, me fancy not in this one, yeah, boy. Me can be
No,
honest with you.
not might get 4. If I'm being honest.
Well, Cello, for your argument, remember, I'm remembering now, Martinez and Varane wouldn't be in defense. So,
That me
So
tell
um,
you.
It's Harry and Lindelof.
yeah,
Well,
it'll be
Casemiro was
Maguire and
playing there
Lindelof.
yesterday.
So,
Casemiro was playing centre back yesterday,
yeah.
which then puts McTominay in the midfield,
Mm-hmm.
which he can be a liability at times.
Right.
But I'm still
I'm
I
still to go United.
Nottingham. They don't have too much. They still gonna have too much for Nottingham, in my opinion. I'm
Don't let
look.
don't let Cello hear you about Casemiro.
I say 4-0 Manchester United. Me not lie. Aiden say Anthony's a score. My noisy neighbor is gonna nick the win. Sadly. Okay. Yeah. Yo. Okay. I don't know what Nottingham Forest have done over the break because well they can come back and surprise, but it just seems like they don't. They signed all these players and then, like they know what they were doing with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like it could be a thrashing. The last game, guys, for this weekend festive fixtures,
Leighton City. Yeah.
Manchester City. Well, I should say Leeds versus Manchester City. You're back with that. You're back with that. Okay. No, not 5. You will win.
I'm going.
You will win. Sadly.
Oh, bad. Sorry. Bad.
You
Sorry.
will win. You will win 2-0. 2-0. Monchi says 5-0. He said earlier. Um, Boy, go ahead, bro. Sorry, I went first.
Uh I would go with one. I would one up you. I'll go for a 3-0 win. I
You're going
think I
3.
think we'll, I think it would be one of those games where you can see it's Man City written on it, but not really scoring that 5, just a domination in possession, seeing what you have to do. This all look like a game where we can have a lot of shots, but not really capitalize on it too. So I just
I,
hope you can do what you have to do.
Leeds. I remember our game versus them, and you're going to Ellen Park. I think it's the
Ellen Road.
Ellen Road. Um, they press well. They have a lot of high energy players. They're a troublesome opponent. Let me just put it that way. You don't know what leads will show up because I think didn't Leeds beat Liverpool? Leeds
Yeah,
beat somebody. Leeds took they didn't it?
they
No?
beat they beat Chelsea that day, didn't they? It's just
Yeah,
they
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 beat.
did.
beat Chelsea
Yeah.
3-0. Yes, they beat Liverpool late there. I don't everybody can remember that.
I
We go to the 13th of November. I'm trying to see. Because
Yeah,
it
they
was
beat Liverpool on the 29th of October.
okay.
2-1.
Right. So they did beat Liverpool.
Mm.
So they were tricky opponent. That's all I'm saying. I still expected it to win, but a
Yeah.
trouncing, I probably not.
Shock, I'd say Man City win 4-2.
So hey, well, I'm super boy.
4-2.
4-2. I
4-2.
like how precise you are with these predictions.
Yeah, I'll go 4-2 because Leeds will score. They'll score.
The score.
Yeah, they will score.
All
But
right.
Man City will score more. So
Munchie says Munchie says Haaland gets a hat trick and KDB gets 2 assists.
yeah, them
Haaland,
two then start linking back already easy. So
Haaland has 18 goals. Let me just remind y'all.
yeah.
18 goals. The great Ivan Tony has 10. Harry Kane has 12. And more, if you just put a bit of fear in you, Rodrigo from Leeds, he has 9. I don't know if that makes you
you
a
said
bit tense.
you
Oh,
said Haaland has 18 and then the next person has 10.
no, 12. Harry Kane has 12.
Wow. I mean, reading these reports, they make it seem like Haaland was a good way ahead in the goal scoring chart, but it's not really that much. But as I said,
Kane
I
been
think
scoring.
yeah, as I said, I think it's one of those games. It's not a game like Crystal Palace because every time I play Crystal Palace, they really drive a fair in my heart. But I think it would just be a game where Man City dominates and have a lot of chances, possessions, and yeah, it should be a decent, comfortable win.
I'm looking at the assist stats for the who has the most assists. Who's leading that race there? De Bruyne has 9, and Saka has 6. I didn't know that. The Saka has 6 Premier League assists. I didn't know that. And yeah, okay. Stella's trying to get back in, but not seeing him there much yet. All right, guys. So that's it. Officially, that's it. That's
Yeah.
all we've had to do. But any upsets this weekend? Football is back, and if the World Cup is anything to come off of, and it's the Premier League, anything will upset. We have in any of the games that we mentioned earlier. What are you guys thinking?
I can see
So
Brentford winning. I can see Brentford winning against
We
Spurs.
can keep Brentford winning.
Yeah.
Because Tottenham always doing something Spursy.
Yeah, some kind of
Always doing
and then
something
Brentford playing at
Spursy.
home and it's not an easy game for you to go to that place. And I mean the coach is not a bad coach either.
Let me put this out. What if
Mm.
Arsenal loses first game back?
Mm-hmm.
City wins, cut the lead down to 2. It's
Yeah.
nerves again. It's
Yeah,
nerves
because
again.
even Shaq, you're starting back from zero. So all
Yeah,
form, there's a whole big break.
yeah.
That's why I never like the World Cup in the middle of a season, but we have to deal with it, right? So I mean, if it wasn't in that sense that there was never a World Cup in the middle of the season, it would benefit the teams who were already on their run. So Arsenal was already on their run. Newcastle was already on their run. Teams were already in that momentum. Now you have a whole month break. You have to start back from zero basically.
And with the month break, you have injuries there too.
Right.
So
Exactly.
let me switch it though. What if Manchester City loses and Arsenal wins? 8-point gap.
I mean, not to be biased with it, but I think the narrative would be different because if let's go along with what you just said, Man City loses, Arsenal manages to win. The narrative is going to be that Arsenal continues their fine run of form after the international. It's going to be just like a simple slip up for City, as they would say, and they would still count City to try
As favorites still.
yeah, as favourites still. Meanwhile, as if Arsenal loses and Man City win, we know how it is going to stay. Arteta can't really
Yeah,
hold
crumbling
hold
under
it.
the pressure. Ready.
But it is what it is. But really and truly, we just have to go through it and see how the festive periods go through as the toughest part of the season. Go and then we can start making little adjustments here and there.
Aiden saying I can see Arsenal drawing and City winning big. Right, okay. Well, what I was thinking just now is the question that I have just based on what we said. When do we say the lead is insurmountable for City? What's the scenario there? Would you say 12 points clear with 8 games to go? Would that be a situation where you say, all right, Arsenal have the title, or you're never giving up on City?
Well, for me, I don't count out. I don't
Okay,
count.
okay, right, okay, right. Well, you're not counting your team out. Not, I would never tell anybody to do that. But at what point when you like, yeah, boy, you look like you're not counting your team out. Like where you say, you look like Arsenal have it. It's going to take a collapse from
Yeah,
Arsenal to win.
I think probably 8 games. 8 games is 8 games. Is that 8 games is still
Yeah,
kind of a lot. So
it is. It's only 12 points. That's 24 points up for grabs.
yeah, that's we can probably say if we go to at least four, we can get going on to the last 4 games
With
at
12
least.
points, then I would already won the league.
Uh, yeah, I'm just trying to find a scenario, but if it's
Unless
like that,
you're a funny man because
no,
you're trying to win. You're trying to win on goal difference again. Let me tell you
but
about that. So,
it would be to start even self 8 games from 12, depending on how we go. Because I know I even have Chelsea in my last 5 games, unless it manages to change. And they're a big. They will be looking on that to capitalize on anybody. It would be a nail biter going down. It's always a nail biter for anyone because you're going to be watching your game, hoping you get to can't Arsenal drop points. It's going to be like that every week. Eh?
it makes for good TV. But I'm saying, as an Arsenal fan, I do not want to go through this. I do not want to go through anything on the last day where I need to secure, I need to win to secure this. I'm hoping if we are winning the league, if we are winning the league, that I win the league with 2 games to spare at least.
But yeah, Sha,
So
I don't even wrong because even self, I prefer to win the league a long time. Even if people might say it's boring, I prefer to be comfortable than having that
boy,
heartache like last season.
them things they're not bad for your heart. I think 11 points from 5 games is tricky. Okay, that's what Munchie is saying. Yeah, Stella having a bad time there. But guys, that's it really. We're gonna
Yeah.
come back, God's willing, sometime next week. No,
Yeah.
but we won't be. I won't see anybody else before Christmas. So
Yeah.
Merry Christmas when it comes around to everybody. A blessed Christmas. Enjoy the season. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the season. Munchie says a chat. Just settle for second and come again next season. It'll be a great achievement for you. I mean,
It was a massive achievement.
It's very
super.
good.
It depends. Because let's say Arsenal goes. Okay, Monchi says I think 11 from five games is tricky. If we reach to that point
Mm.
and then we bottle it, second is not a great achievement.
But Shaq, you have to look at it, right? This is the first team outside of Liverpool who has given Man City a run for the last, what do you want to say, maybe 3 seasons?
About let's say 3 to 5.
How many people gave Arsenal a chance to actually be leading at the end of the year?
No, Suka, I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. I understand that I would say that we are ahead of our
Way
project.
ahead. You way ahead of
Right. Even
expectations.
article said that in the interview we had when they were carried out.
Right.
But just context.
Mm.
If we can get down to 5 games, and all we need, because if five games, 11 points clear. I think we just probably need to win 2 more games,
Mhm.
and we can't do that, Sukwa. We would have bottled it, and I would be disappointed in my team.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. In that context,
Mhm.
that I would second would be, I would think, yeah, we got second,
Like a
but we
loss.
bottled it. The last question here, guys. Aiden have it, and we'll end on that. I have a question for the Chelsea fan. Does Sterling start, in your opinion?
In this game, if he's looking at in this game or going forward, I believe he still has to start, because I mean that's really his. I mean, I'll not say that he's had like a overly bad performance so far, because I just think that we just have a lot of missing pieces right now. I can't really see that Aubameyang and Sterling and them are so bad like over one season, right? If you know what I mean. These have been experienced players who have won games and stuff like that. So it's just for Chelsea to really be able to get back into a run of some kind of form. For these fellas, I believe that they have the potential to pick up and stuff. So I wouldn't say that. I would say in that day I would still start him.
You would start.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, it's something to look forward for. It's something to look forward to. Sorry. The games are coming. We don't know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of football. Of course, fellas, we'll be talking in the group. If anything crazy happens, like Manchester City gets 6-0 from Leeds, rest assured, just look out for the link. Anything crazy happening, just look out for the link this weekend, because we're expecting football is back. Football is back. We're expecting some things to happen. So thank you, Sukwa. Thank you, Maury. Thank you, everybody who commented. Thank you, Cello, who's having a bit of internet trouble tonight. But hey, the weekend is fast approaching. Merry Christmas as it comes around. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.